Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Fit to Lead. In today's episode, this is a real honest one for me, but it's also a really, really important one because I want to talk to you about what happens when someone who is normally very well structured, like myself, disciplined and on top of things, suddenly feels like they've lost the edge. And more importantly, how do you get it back? So I'm currently heading back to work tomorrow, and after I've had basically a whole month off from an operation. During this time, I have really, really struggled. I don't like to say lightly either, because I'm someone who usually thrives off structure. My fitness has always been my anchor, and it's how I manage my stress, and it's how I stay in control. It's just part of who I am. I'm the type of person who doesn't miss any sessions, and I always show up for everybody and myself no matter what. But over the last few months, something shifted. It's like somebody has just switched off a light in a room. It's just my motivation has dropped. My focus completely went, and the structure that I solely rely on, it just wasn't there anymore. I couldn't really explain it, and I don't know how I got to that point. Whether it's everything that's been building up over time, or whether it's my hormones, or just my life in general, it just all catching up on me. I just didn't feel myself for a few months, and that felt really uncomfortable with me, especially when you know what you're capable of doing. But here's a part I really want to focus on. Even in that space, I didn't completely let go, and I didn't go all the way backwards. Instead, I just adjusted. And this is what I want you to really take from this episode today, because this is where the power lies with you. If you're feeling like this at the moment, my advice is just to take a step back and start again, refocus, and stop trying to operate at 100%. This is what I did. I just took a big, big step back and decided to sort of, I guess, ground myself. I started taking things day by day rather than week by week. I'm a real big planner, and I used to plan my training and my food prep. As you know from my previous podcasts that I've done, it's like structured, like weekly, everyone organized in the family, have a big cook up on a Sunday. Sometimes I'd do a top up on a Wednesday, very, very structured. Then all of a sudden it's just gone. No explanation at all. No reasoning behind it. It's just gone. And I never thought that anything like that would ever happen to me. So instead of like overwhelming myself, I thought I've got to do something. I've got to make this work, and I've got to act quickly, because I don't want to lose everything that I've worked so hard for in the last 10, 12 years to get myself to where I am now. So instead of overwhelming myself and making big weekly plans, I decided to take it day by day. This was a little bit easier for me because I have been off work, obviously recovering from my operation. So it's made it easier to just plan day by day with my food, especially. Obviously, the training side of things, I haven't been able to train for that period of time while I've been getting better, which has also taken a big toll on me, not being able to do what I love most in my life. So I've had to accommodate and adjust around. So with my food, I simplified it. Sometimes I just plan a day or two instead of a full week. Like I said, I was doing more day to day. With my training, I stripped it right back. So I was just walking, just taking the dogs out, having a walk. I do have a exercise bike here as part of my gym setup, and I was just doing some light cycling in my third week. Couldn't do anything in the first 2 weeks, but my third week I was able to move a little, which was really good. And then after that, fully recovered and going back to work, obviously tomorrow, I've set a space up at home for me to start gradually getting back into things. I'm also a member of a BFT, Body Fit studio, near my house. So I'm already paying for membership there. So I've already structured in to have 1 or 2 sessions, just slowly getting back into things that way as well. No pressure, not pressurizing myself. If I don't feel like doing it, I don't do it. And I don't bully myself or pressure myself that I have not trained. I'm just taking it day by day. Even if that means 1 session a week, maybe two, some light movement, at least I'm doing something and I'm slowly getting back into things. Nothing extreme. And also not being perfect. I've just talked myself into, you know what, anything small is better than doing nothing at all. And even if it is just a very light movement to start with and nothing extreme, and not being perfect is what it's about, because at the end of the day, you're making a difference and you're stepping one foot in front of the other, and you're getting yourself going again. But I just always made sure that I kept a little something there. And I haven't, when I say I like a light switch, for me, I was so structured, and from going to being so structured to hardly anything was really, really hard to comprehend in my mind. And I felt like a failure. I felt that I'd failed. I'd completely gone backwards, and everything around me, every time I'm looking on social media and I'm seeing people training and, like social media is just such a big, big mind boggling thing, because you're always comparing yourself when you're in this state. Like, I've never been that person to compare myself normally to others because I am my own person, but I was suddenly beginning to start comparing myself to others on social media and saying that I'm not good enough and I should be doing this, I should be doing that. And it was sending me, spiraling me out of control into this really, I guess, depressing state of mind, which is not good to be in that space. So finding a little something for you, like if anyone is in that situation, you can relate with what I'm saying at the moment, and your intentions are, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and you never seem to be able to push yourself to do it, and you're always saying tomorrow, 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 and before you know it, the month has gone, and then we're halfway through the year, and then you think, what have I achieved? And then it's just a cycle. You're just going around and round and round, and you feel disappointed, let down. But you're the only person that can make a change. And no matter how many people, how many personal trainers, how many dietitians, anything says to you, do this, do that. As a personal trainer myself, I used to say to my clients as well that I can't write your food plan, because you could call someone and say, oh, can you give me a food plan? I'm going to follow it. But you're going to follow that food plan for about 2 or 3 days, maybe a week if you're lucky. And then you're going to get bored of it. You're not invested. And it's really, really hard to say this. And when you're in a mindset of, I can't move forward, I don't know how to move forward, just finding that one small little thing for you, not no one else, for you. And like I said, it could just be what I've done. And just day by day, just one meal, and then starting again and structuring that day and think, okay, well, today I'm going to eat this, this and this, making sure that I go to the shop. Nothing where I have to stand in the kitchen for 3 hours. It's something simple, easy, already done for you. For me, some days it was going to the supermarket and grabbing a salad that's already made up and adding my protein in. Simple. I haven't got to stand there cooking, but it was starting to get a little bit of consistency going. And then thinking, okay, well, part of my day today, I'm going to just go for a little walk outside, and just making sure that I go out and go for a walk. By achieving things and ticking it off each day, it may only be small, you feel like you're achieving, and then you're going to start moving forward. If you don't do anything at all, that's when it's really hard to get yourself moving. And I think with me, I just kept something there, and it was just small. It was small, but it's, for me, being so structured of how I am, it's a massive, massive effect it had on me. So even something small to me, I feel that I'm not always achieving what I should be achieving because it's my mindset. But somehow I've managed to turn that around, like I said, by doing something small each day while I've been off, knowing that I'm going back to work tomorrow, planning, again, not too far out, but just planning, okay, for the rest of the week. 3 days for the rest of the week, I've planned because I'm working those 3 days. So I think out of this, what I want you to hear is that you don't need to be at your best to keep moving forward. And you just need to stay connected to the version of you that doesn't quit. So finding those small things that suit you, not what everyone else wants you to do, but what you are capable and happy to do. Because that's where people go wrong. They think they can't do it, and then they stop altogether. And it's like how I've said before, you think, oh no, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it tomorrow. And it keeps pushing back and pushing back. And then you think, oh, I can't do it. But you can do it. It's just that once you've done it once or twice, you'll be then consistently wanting to move forward. And you just, like I said earlier about spiraling, it's just you end up spiraling out of control if you don't get no structure to your life, some kind, even a small piece. So look, as a leader, as a mother, as a career manager, as a person, just in general, right now, I'm not operating at my peak level, but I'm rebuilding. And there's so much strength in that because I know from experience that it doesn't take one big push to get you back to yourself. It takes small, consistent decisions over and over again. So if you're in a place right now where you feel a bit off, where your routine isn't what it used to be, like myself, where you feel like you have a little or even no motivation, I don't want you to panic right now. I just want you to adjust. I want you to lower the pressure, simply just your approach, what you want to do, and stay in the game. Because you're not starting again, you're just finding your way back in control. So, as I've said, I'm heading back to work tomorrow. I'm not perfect, not by any chance, not 100%. I'm not there, but I'm grounded and I'm fully aware and I'm back in control of my direction. And that's enough for me. That's enough right now for where I am and to continue moving forward into getting back to where I feel more comfortable and basically where I was. Maybe not completely where I was. Maybe I was completely too structured. Is there such thing as being too structured? Maybe I ended up being a bit of a control freak. And I think this has been an opportunity to take a big step back, to let it all go a little bit, because this time I won't get myself to the point where I'm so structured and in control that I become a control freak of everybody else around me. And that doesn't work either. So sometimes in life, we are given these challenges to overcome, and sometimes a little bit of a wake up call as to say, hey, maybe you need to calm down a bit and change your thinking, change your way, not change who you are, but just change the structure up a little bit. And that's what I fully intend to do. And like I say, the last few months has been very nothing key for me, but I do feel now that I'm a lot more in control of where I want to be going and getting some kind of structure back. Thank you for listening. Really do appreciate all of you listening in. And as before, please, 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 if you're struggling at the moment and you're finding it hard to get motivated and you just need some advice or even someone to work with, just reach out. DM me personally, or you can comment on this episode. But if not, you can DM me in Fit to Lead through Instagram or Facebook, or you can ask any questions following up from today's episode. But thank you so much. Really do appreciate you listening in and taking this journey with me. It's exciting, and we're here to all help each other. We're all human. We've all got thoughts and feelings, and it's okay to not be okay sometimes. But it's making sure that you have those people around you and that support to move forward. Have a great day, and thank you for listening. Bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of Fit to Lead. I really do appreciate you being here and taking the time to listen. If you have enjoyed it, please share it with your friends, family, or anyone who might find it helpful. And don't forget, you can grab your free guide. The Busy Body Blueprint is packed with food ideas and practical tips to help you stay on top of your health, wellness, and mindset. To stay connected, follow me on Instagram at Fit to Lead Podcast, or head over to oscarsnetwork.com for more. Thanks again for listening, and remember, stay fit to lead. Awesome.